Welcome, Ramley. How are my Rams super fans doing today? Today, the Los Angeles Rams just got embarrassed once again by the Arizona Cardinals, 27-17. Let's get right into it. Any Rams fan that was still holding out hope before today, sorry. If you're still holding on to hope after today, then you're just delusional. This team looked really bad. Really bad. The Rams are in a position now to be one of the worst defending Super Bowl champions in the history of the NFL. We are on pace to win 5 or 6 games. 5 or 6 games this year. That is just flat out embarrassing. This game was hard to watch. Saying this game was hard to watch would be an understatement. This offense is beyond boring. And you can't just blame it on John Wolford because it looked like that last week and the week before with Matthew Stafford. We only scored 2 touchdowns on 10 drives. We also had 7 drives where we only managed to get off 6 or less plays. Let me say that again. We had 7 drives out of 10 where we were only capable of running 6 or fewer plays. John Wolford played just like I expected John Wolford to play, like a backup quarterback. He finished the game with a 79.9 passer rating, 212 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And a lot of those yards and that touchdown came, in garbage time when the game was already over, and basically they were just padding stats at that point. The most frustrating thing about having John Wolford look so bad is on the other side of the ball, Colt McCoy looked pretty decent. He finished the game with 238 yards and a quarterback rating of 96.5. He definitely didn't do great, but he looked a lot better than John Wolford did. And the difference was Colt McCoy was playing against this Rams defense. This Rams defense that held Tom Brady without a touchdown until the final seconds last week. This Rams defense that has been playing pretty good all year long. This same Rams defense that played these same Arizona Cardinals back in week 2 and prevented them from scoring a touchdown the entire game. And that was with their starting quarterback playing. This offense has been playing terrible all year, but I didn't expect this defense to fold like that. Giving up 27 points to Colt McCoy and the Arizona Cardinals is sad. Just plain flat out sad. We were able to see some of Bryce Perkins today. A lot of fans have been saying they want to see Bryce Perkins out there instead of John Wolford. I don't know, man. Both of them are backup quarterbacks for a reason. I think this coaching staff sees Wolford and Perkins play all week during practice and they know who's better. I think Wolford can pass the ball a little better than Perkins. I would kind of like to see Perkins just because that would help us establish a better running game. At this point, we're just kind of fishing for anything. But honestly, guys, it's not going to matter. We're not going to be able to move the ball or win games with Bryce Perkins or John Wolford as a quarterback. So I honestly wouldn't even hang myself up on that. Running the ball, we still can't run the ball at all. We finished this game with a total of 66 rushing yards on 3.3 yards per carry. Sadly, 3.3 yards per carry is probably a lot better than our season average. If I was to go back through every game, I bet you 3.3 yards per carry is probably in the upper half. And to make matters worse, Cooper Kupp finished this game with 3 catches for -1 yards. I didn't even realize that. That is terrible. No wonder why we couldn't move the ball. But to make matters worse, Cooper Kupp hurts his ankle towards the end of the game. That didn't look good. He hobbled off. He didn't hobble off. He got basically carried off. He couldn't put any weight on his foot. If Cooper Kupp isn't out there, can we just forfeit the rest of the season? Any game that Cooper Kupp is not in there, we will not be able to score. I highly doubt we're able to score a touchdown. We're already one of the worst offenses in the NFL, and we just got 10 times worse if Cooper Kupp misses time. And it looks like he's probably going to miss multiple weeks as bad as that injury looked. Kyren Williams, our rookie running back, I know the fan base has been waiting all year to see, doesn't get a touch, doesn't get into the game until the last 3 minutes of the game when the game is already over. We have struggled with our running backs all year long. Why not just put him in earlier? See what we got. He can't run the ball any worse than Cam Akers. He can't run the ball any worse than Darrell Henderson. Just let him try. Why? Why do we wait until it's over to give him the ball? This defense was a huge letdown. I don't even know what to say about this defense. Honestly, I don't know if it's a coaching issue. Come here. Say hi to the people at home.
Hi.
Say go Rams.
Go Rams.
Say better luck next week.
What?
Better luck next week. We lost.
I don't know how to say it.
You think we're going to win next week?
Yeah.
Who we play?
Football.
We play the Saints. You think we're going to beat the Saints?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
He don't believe that. I don't believe that. All right, man, can I finish my video?
Yeah, because I need you to help.
Okay, I'm going to just finish up 2 more minutes and then I'm going to come upstairs and help you.
But I beat one. I killed one, but I don't know how to get up there because these things to go down and up.
Okay, where was I? I don't know what's up with this defense. I don't know if it's a coaching issue. I've been saying for weeks now, I don't think firing Raheem Morris is the answer. This defense was good enough to bring us to a championship. His coaching was a huge, significant role in that towards the end of last season. This year, this defense looked great in certain games. This game was terrible. This shell defense that he plays, I'm not a big fan of, but sometimes it works, so it's hard to be super critical of it. Every defensive player on this team speaks so highly of Raheem Morris. I don't know if firing him is the answer, but if the Rams did decide to fire him, I wouldn't be sad. I know the head coach of the Chargers, Brandon Staley, is currently on the hot seat and they're not looking too good. Maybe he gets fired at the end of the year. I would love to have him back. That's just wishful thinking. I don't really think that that's a huge possibility, but you never know. I don't know. This defense, it all starts up front, and we have one good defensive lineman. One. And it's Aaron Donald, and everybody else doesn't generate any pressure. And I don't know where you go from here when it comes to this defense. I think it's a bad mix when you can't get any pressure and your defensive backs are playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. This Rams front office has to be faced with the reality that they had a horrible offseason. They said Von Miller left LA because the Buffalo Bills offered him more guaranteed money. I think looking back at that now, I bet you the Rams wish they would have matched that guaranteed money. And then also the major signing of Allen Robinson has just proven to be a waste. Allen Robinson is just not the guy. He doesn't get open enough. He doesn't really create separation like he used to. And it's sad because next year he's on the books for like $15+ million guaranteed. So he will still be here next year. And I don't think we could spend a bunch of money with Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp both on the books for you know, a huge cap hit next season. It looks like our receivers are going to be somewhat similar. And that's really going to be a difficult situation for us to maneuver. I don't think we're struggling because our lack of draft capital. A lot of people in the media and a lot of fans are saying, oh, well, you know, we mortgaged our future and now it's catching up with us. I don't think that's the case at all. I think we just had a very bad offseason. We lost 2 offensive linemen, and instead of replacing them with 2 starters or 2 stars or 2 really good players, we just had that next man up mentality, and we did it with 2 players that weren't ready to be the next man up. Then also we lost Von Miller, and we had that next man up mentality with some defensive edge rushers that weren't ready to be the next man up. And then we go out and we have this big free agent signing in Allen Robinson, and he's just a bust. He's a free agent bust. He's not worth the money that we paid him. You know, we signed Bobby Wagner. I think Bobby Wagner was the one thing that we did in free agency that worked well because, you know, we're still really good at stopping the run for the most part. But other than that, our receivers are terrible outside of Cooper Kupp. Our running game is disgustingly bad. And then our offensive line can't protect anybody. Matthew Stafford wasn't playing great either all year. It's a recipe for disaster. I don't think that has anything to do with our draft picks, though. And next year, we have all of our draft picks besides our first rounder. And then going forward after that, we have a full slate of draft picks. What I hope we do is we go all in next season because we still have a window, a very small window, because Aaron Donald is still on his last couple of years. I probably think, if I had to guess, he would play 2 seasons after this because, you know, that's what his contract indicates. Matthew Stafford is getting older. He probably has 2, 3, no more than 4 seasons after this, if we're lucky. Cooper Kupp is not the youngest. You know, he'll still be playing in 4 years, but at what skill level, you know? the window is very small, so I expect them to go all in next year too. So I wouldn't be shocked to see if this offseason some more draft picks get thrown around and get gone. But we got to do something. We got to do something. We have to restructure this entire offense, and we have to bring in people who can get pressure on the ball that is not named Aaron Donald. We've pretty much did this one time in the last 6 years, and it was when we brought in Von Miller, and our defensive line was the reason we won a Super Bowl. It's terrible. It's terrible. We have to do better. Like I said, a lot of people are complaining about those draft picks. Listen, guys, we gave those draft picks up to win a Super Bowl. Would you guys trade the Super Bowl that we won to have some of those draft picks? No, I didn't think so. So please, stop crying about the damn draft picks already. That's not why we're losing. We're losing because we had a bad offseason. This front office had a bad offseason. And, you know, this front office has had amazing off seasons for the last 4 or 5 years. So, you know, every once in a while, we're going to have one like that. We kind of just got to suck it up, toughen it out. I would like to see some young talent get more playing time, like Kyron Williams. Let's really see what he has. I would like to even bring in Lance McCutcheon from the practice squad and give him some playing time and see what we might have in him. That's just me. You know, this season is clearly over. I know maybe we're not mathematically in it, but we're not a playoff team. We're not winning this division. We honestly have to be faced with the reality that we might come in last place in this division. It is what it is, man. You know, I'll still be here watching every single game, every single week, cheering us on, hoping for the best. The one thing that I'm trying to beat into every Rams fan's brain is it's not over for this team. It's over this year. I'm not delusional. I'm a realist. It's over this year. But I promise you, with a few offseason adjustments, a few free agent signings, we hit on a few draft picks, and we get rid of a few bums on this roster, like Leonard Floyd, Taylor Rapp can go. There's a few other people that can get out of here. David Edwards. We can be right back in the mix as one of the best teams in the NFL competing for another Super Bowl next year. It is what it is, guys. Just be happy that we got one already. Some fans go their entire lives without experiencing what a Super Bowl feels like. I'll still be watching every single game, like I said, cheering them on. Be right back here recapping these games for you guys. Next week, we got the New Orleans Saints. You know, I'm not confident about that game at all. Hopefully, we could get Matthew Stafford back, so at least this game is just a little bit more enjoyable. Even that might be wishful thinking. Thank you guys for watching. In the meantime, click right here for more Rams content.